Welcome back to Snowy Chef Racing, and today I'm going to be showing you guys an absolute amazing race on last week's daily race B on Gran Turismo 7. Now, early, at more or less at the end of last week, I posted this video was me doing my time trial lap for this race, which was good enough to put me 141 in the world at time of that video, and at the end of the week I was 160 in the world, so it was a very good lap time. But as you can see in this race, Michelin Raceway Road Atlanta, this is a very fun track and I enjoyed quite a lot. It's probably one of the strongest tracks for me in the entire game. And this track is very mixed when it came to car combinations, because in the earlier of the week, everyone was using the Mazda 3 Group 4 car, which is a car I'm driving. But as the week went by, a lot of people began using the Jaguar F-Type, which is a car that the Frenchman is driving in front of me. Now the Jaguar makes up a lot of time in Sector 1, which is the very fast, high-speed corners, and the Mazda just really struggles with it due to understeer everything. But if you look at the track map on the top right-hand corner, you may see that this track has a very long straight. And that's just where the Jaguar just does not excel at all. It just really struggles at top end. And that's why the Mazda 3 Group 4 car is probably one of the best cars in Group 4 currently, because it absolutely has incredible straight line speed. Now here we're on lap 1. Frenchman did pull away quite a little bit there in Sector 1. One thing about the Jaguar that I've noticed is that it has a very good Sector 1, and that's where it gets most of its time during the race and in time trials. But it's this back straight here, this very long back straight. It's just where it just absolutely cannot keep up with the Mazda. So you can see I'm gaining, as I don't know, this is like just uncomparable, the top end between the two cars. But to be fair, I did have slipstream. As you can see, they come flying by on the outside. No need to defend, but you can see the Jaguar, the Frenchman in the Jag, tries it on the inside. I'm able to hold off the Frenchman. As you can see here, he got a much better exit than me. That's one turn as well. The favorite chicane of mine is just where the Mazda also slightly struggled. You can see there a nice move on the outside, able to hang on to P1. Now this is lap 2. You can see the Frenchman just poked his car's nose there at the bottom of the screen. Now here we are into Sector 1, and this is where the Jag is gonna stick with me. It's very hard to break or just get a gap in Sector 1 if you have a Jaguar behind it, because it's just so good in Sector 1. The only time you can more or less get a gap to the Jaguar if you have it's down the back straight. As you can see here, this is now later on into lap 2. Nothing really happened. As you can see, the Jaguar is still behind me, but the Jaguar just doesn't have enough top end to overtake me. So I'm able to keep P1. You can see they're going purple in Sector 2 into the chicane. Now if you saw my time trial video, I've mentioned that I absolutely don't like the chicane. This is one chicane I just never ever seem to get right, and that's where I was losing majority of my time in the race, which was a problem, because this Jaguar, even though that the Mazda had an absolutely incredible top end, Jaguar is just able to sit about the Frenchman, and the Jaguar is able just to sit about 5 tenths behind, and through that chicane I'll lose all my time, and that's not ideal, because through this sector on lap 3, it's just where the Jaguar just absolutely reels me in. What you may notice is there's a P3 is also very close to us, and he's in a Mazda. Now you guys may be wondering, what happens if it's a Mazda on Mazda battle down the straight? Well, it's very similar. Of course, the slipstream does have a problem. It does have a effect on the car, but it's not as big if there's a Jaguar in front of you. But yeah, it's actually very close between Mazdas down the back straight here, compared to a Jaguar and many other cars. You can see the Frenchman very close behind. He just seems to have a much better exit out that turn before the back straight, and he's able just to keep up with me. You can see there, I'm just slowly pulling away from him yet again because of the Mazda top end. Going purple yet again to Sector 2. Now this is good. Here we go, the favorite chicane. Can I get it right? Well, I kind of, but the Frenchman yet again got it better. Now here we are going on to lap number 4. Lap number 4 here, just one more lap to go. Can I hang on to P1? There's been so far very, how can I say, close race between P1 to P3. P3 is not so far behind me and the Frenchman. And this is very good. So here we go into turn 2 there. This turn here, that turn there is not where the Mazda really does well. Into the super fast S's. The Mazda seems to do well there. Into this turn, I don't even know what the name is, I already forgot. Turn number. You can see they're taking it okay, but yet again, as you may see, the Frenchman, he's right behind me. Into this turn, taking it okay, the Frenchman yet again. The Jaguar is just so strong to the turns as well. And the Frenchman was just I was never able to gap the Frenchman. And the Frenchman was never ever giving me a gap. Now here we go, onto the straight. And this is where the Mazda is gonna pull away from the Jaguar. Now this is it. This is after the favorite chicane of mine. We're going on to the final lap of the race. Now, this is gonna be a tight one. The Frenchman, as you can see, is not so far behind. Into turn 1. Taking it okay. The Frenchman, yet again, not giving me a chance to get away. Into turn 2. Taking it nicely. As you can see there on the radar, on the bottom right of the screen, you can see that P3 is with us. The P3 is like 5 tenths behind me. So it's a battle between the 3 of us now for P1. Now, there's just one thing I must not do, and that's get a stupid penalty, because that will completely ruin my chances of winning. Here we go. Yet again, the Frenchman closing the gap behind on the brakes. Into this turn. For the back straight, you can see the Frenchman is very, very close. He gets a much better exit. As you can see, the Mazda just begins to slowly begin to pull away due to its top end. I'm swerving, trying to break the slipstream. And you may notice on the radar that the other Mazda is going for the overtake on the Jaguar. As you can see, the P2 now, it belongs to the second Mazda for the battle for P1. Into the chicane. I just must not get a penalty on the chicane, because you can actually get a penalty for cutting the first part of it. And I managed to do it very well. You can see that there's the Mazda behind and the Jaguar. I'm gonna come home for an amazing P1, which was an absolute incredible race between the two Frenchmen. But a very, very exciting race there. I really, really enjoyed it. As you can see, here's the finishing order. It was very, very fun, the race, and I think that the combinations for this race was very good, and I enjoyed it a lot. Now here, just waiting for the rest of the drivers to finish. As you can see, this can take a while sometimes. There you go, it's finished. And you can see I'm very, very happy. A P1 fastest lap clean race bonus. Thank you for watching.